I love Willet.
Little Buffalo Bill.
It gave you a little Tomo Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Roboto.
Okay. Here we are. I believe this is episode 18.
No idea. Honestly, I have no idea.
I believe this is 18, so, we're about to hit the big 2-0. 2-0. We were recording a lot earlier this week since Mr. Willett's going on a little adventure with you. The Michigan National Guard there up to his happy place.
Well, you know what? You got to find your happy place. You got to find it. It's all in the hips.
I tell you what. I watched Happy Gilmore 2. He's talking about finding your modern day happy place, and he's sitting on the toilet watching Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels, whatever it was, and I was like, You know what? That is my happy place. It's like the spot where I get 5 minutes apiece.
He did that Break 50 with Bryson on his YouTube channel, and I watched that. And there was a scene where he was like, all right, Adam, where do you find your happy place? And he's like, all right, that leaky pipe is no longer leaking. The wall is done. The kids are asleep. And it was just like, yeah, that is a 9. That's going to be you
live on the podcast right now.
That's going to be you times 10 when you eat that chip. While he's over there, we'll let the people know. Make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, share, get us to 100 subscribers so Mr. Willett can do what he just did. Eating the world's hottest chip that's coming up here real soon, Mr. Willett. We're only weeks away. We'll get everybody subscribed. What's going on right now? Jeez.
I went down the wrong pipe.
Why don't you take a drink of something?
The drink is what put it down the wrong pipe.
I'm in a smoker for 50 years. But no, I thought I was I had very low expectations for Gilmore 2. Very low expectations. It's a sequel. Sequels are never as good as the original. It's almost 30 years later. A lot of the actors passed away that were in the first one. But I thought that they did a great job. I really did. I gave that movie originally an 8.2. I transitioned it to an 8.6.
Yeah, you went a lot higher than I did. I'm still sitting at like a 7-8.
I thought it was great. I really did.
I like
the cameos. I love the cameos.
This is spoiler alerts, so you know.
Big spoilers coming in here because there's a couple scenes I want to talk about. But so if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it, then come back to us, or you're going to have to skip probably 10, 15 minutes into the video because our fat asses can blab. I really like the fact that they were like making fun of Liv with a maxi golf, but I thought it was a little too much.
The maxi golf was dumb. The guy, whoever the main guy is, who was like in charge of the maxi golf, the whatever, that was the worst character of the entire movie. I thought he was horrible.
Yeah.
He was that guy almost ruined it. But it was a little too much. But then like you start looking like the one guy 8-ball, like that's Bush. Like the fact that Reggie Bush
I didn't realize that it was Reggie Bush until after the movie.
I didn't either. I picked up on it for a second. I'm like, God, he looks like it. But then I'm like, no, that's a little bit stereotyping. And then I'm like, oh shit, no, it really is him. Yeah, it's Reggie Bush. And it's funny. There was just so many. Like a few of the scenes that stick out was like the Scotty Scheffler when the cops come and he's like, oh no, not again. And
not again.
And he's like, Jerry, sit your ass down. We're watching golf. That's fun shit. I like it when the guy's making fun of Rory's nipples. And then Bryson's like, hey, that's my boy's titties. You don't touch my boy's titties. They were great. I thought it's weird how some of them were bigger roles than others. Like Brooks Koepka was like one of the main guys as far as for the 4, but he didn't really say or do anything really.
No, he really didn't.
Bryson did a lot. Scotty, I think, carried it as far as that. Nicholas played a lot bigger of a role than I thought he was going to as far as the camera.
I believe so. Yeah. Bubba Watson, he had the wig on.
Yeah, you had Tony Finau, his kid. Yeah, Ricky, JT, Beef, Sir Nick Faldo, Freddie Couples. I mean, literally everybody you could think of. Everybody other than Tiger pretty much was in that movie.
The mistake I made is I watched that movie with my wife, and she's like, "Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?" She's like, "Oh,
yeah." I waited. I put the kids to bed. I put it on the 75-inch phone, sitting in my recliner. It was great. Had a few good boys to celebrate Mr. JD, John Daly, pounding back the hand.
I took a couple shots of hand sanitizer myself. I was taking drinks out of my rangefinder flask too.
But I thought there was a few like the storyline. I don't know. I didn't love the whole like he's hammered in that, but I guess I get it. It was just kind of.
I wish that like the whole point of the Max's golf thing was like the fact that they could outdrive. Like that's like I feel like they should have steered more into that and less of the like let's make it so goofy. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
the problem that I have with a lot of Adam Sandler movies that aren't great is he gets too goofy, and that was a too goofy. You know,
They took like all the Live shit, and the funny part is like the weekend that came out, Live was doing their event in the UK for the JCB, and like it was, I watched like a side by side on TikTok, and it was like the maxi golfers walking out with like the fireworks and all the LEDs and everything, and like that's literally like how they walked out at Live, like they go through the tunnel with all the lights and the screaming.
yeah,
It was like
yeah,
kind of funny, kind of funny.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean, it was a stupid classic. You know, we talked about it before. It's like I had a guy at work who's saying like, well, you know, it's no Shawshank Redemption. It's like, yeah, no shit, it's not Shawshank Redemption. Neither is fucking Billy Madison or Waterboy or fucking any of them. Talladega Nights. Like, it's not supposed to be some serious film. It's a movie you can put on, laugh. You know, I judge it a lot. Like, I watched PFT's podcast, and they were talking about how he was like, when I laugh out loud more than 5 times, it's a funny movie, you know. And I caught myself quite a few times. But if you're not in the world of golf and you don't pay attention to what's happening right now, like the Scotty getting arrested, if you don't know that backstory, that
yeah,
whole scene is
yeah.
like whatever. You don't get it.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that to my wife too, and she's like, "I don't get it." But you know, I mean, it was very funny. It was very funny. I mean, I like that Shooter came onto like the good team. You know, like I like that dynamic. I liked a lot of things. I like that Shooter was in like the insane asylum in the beginning. Like I
Yeah, I
thought
didn't
that shit was
expect that
funny.
at all. Yeah, and like none
Yeah,
of the trailers showed that at all. That was a big twist for me because
yeah.
like they just kind of showed Shooter coming back, and then
You
that's
know,
all good. And then the
I
movie,
like
you
the
know,
character that they had John Daly playing and stuff like. I thought a lot of that
Uncle
shit was
John.
very
Yep, yep.
funny. Anyways, 3 weeks from now, I have a surgery scheduled to cut my hip ligament. So I'll be driving the ball about 500 yards. So just gotta fix it.
Yeah, that was weird, dude. Like the twisting and shit, and he's
Mm-hmm.
waving, looking at it. That little short fat fuck. I don't remember his name, but
It's
his
Haley
movie.
Osment.
Yeah, not a fan. I don't like his role in that movie either. I don't know. It
Yeah,
was, I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like if they would have just if the competition or like that little series that they had, if they wouldn't have been so like golf, like the crazy golf, I think it would have been funnier. Like if they would have just done like 18 holes,
Mm-hmm.
I think it could have been a lot better.
Well, it's tough
But
too because it was like there was such a long. It was not a short movie. It was a good 2 hour long
no,
movie. And it was like
yeah,
a long build up to that battle, and then that
mm-hmm.
battle was like, you know,
Yeah,
like 90% of that battle was the last hole between Happy
mm-hmm.
and Buck. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
and 90% of the last hole was fucking the right on the green how it's spinning. You know, they
Yeah,
really draw that out. You know, because it starts off with all these holes and whatever, and like they could have played into a bit more. Like they had the ice hole, the coral hole, you know, the
yeah.
desert hole. Like they could have played into that kind
I
of
mean,
that
I can
thing.
tell you what they
But
didn't wait for, and that was to kill off Virginia Venom.
they said bye bye, which
Mm.
I was not, that was not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah,
It was
that was
4 seconds
not
in,
that
killed
was
the bitch.
not in my Uno deck.
No,
That was definitely reverse on me.
yeah,
Plus
not my
four.
2025 bingo card for sure. It's just an odd way she died too, and then it makes, but see, like that makes sense, you know. Then he just starts
Yeah.
pounding things back, and he's like, "Fuck it, we're getting hammered," you know. And
Yeah.
I like that they just carried, as much as I don't like the storyline, I thought it was great at the same time. Like he's got
Yeah.
all the kids, and each one of his kids is doing the job that he was doing in the 1st
Mm-hmm.
video, like the
Mm-hmm.
construction, all
Mm-hmm.
that. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That was
I mean, they tied a lot of good stuff into it. I don't
yeah.
know. It
Yep.
still had like, I don't know. You know, like one thing with Adam Sandler is all his movies are the same. You know.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
this one you just got the new age Adam Sandler. Like I think that's a lot of people are having the problem with it is we're not getting 90s Adam Sandler anymore. We're getting the later 2000 Adam Sandler. Like he evolved from like the Billy Madison Happy Gilmore era. Then we had like that weird spot with like the Jack and Jill, the Little Nicky, like all that weird shit that he did for a while. Then he kind of brought it back with Grown Ups, and now he's kind of getting back into the dumb comedy.
Yeah,
stuff.
he did a little serious Uncut Gems, Hustle, all that, and now he's back to Fritz a little bit. But that movie was a big like homage play too, like all the people that passed, like Bob Barker that passed, Chubbs that
Yeah.
passed, what's his face, the announcer that passed, and then they like the ending. Like there was a bunch of scenes, like the ending. Like I don't know if you watch the ending credits or not, but when he like his Bentley or whatever is out of juice, and then he gets out of the car and he starts walking down that road like that is 100% a remake and a homage to fucking Tommy Boy.
Oh yeah, I guess I
Because
didn't even think
he's
about it.
walking at the end at like from the graveyard, and he's just walking down. That has to be a fucking little homage to him.
Did you see that he had Cameron Boyce? He made sure to have like a little scene that Cameron Boyce was on.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was
There was a
pretty.
bunch. There was a few that did it. Like I liked that the fact that
Yeah,
it was a
it got a
fun
little.
movie.
I will say it got a little too carried away with the cameos. Like
Yeah, but I think that was like the
it,
whole point
it,
of it.
it made it fun. It really did make it fun. But it was also just like, who's next? Then Guy Fieri walks out, and you're like, oh, Guy Fieri.
Yeah,
And
it was
then,
literally anybody and
and
everybody. But I think
who's
that's the.
who's next after that? Oh, Eminem.
But
Who's
that's an
next after that?
movie. Instead of it being all of his friends, it was just literally anybody and everybody. Like I don't even know Bad Bunny. I don't know. I think he's a musician, correct?
Yeah,
Isn't that what
he was dating somebody famous for a while. That's
I
the
don't
other.
know anything about him, but I thought he had the best role of the whole movie. Like
Yeah,
it,
he had a pretty good role.
that was hilarious. But there was just a lot of like it was. You can tell it was a great movie to make. Like you had Tony
Mm-hmm.
Finau and his son was his caddy for a second there. You got to see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Will Zalatoris bringing it back to his original caddy. It was you
Mm-hmm.
could tell it was a great movie to make. Like they probably had
Mm-hmm.
so much fun filming
Oh
that,
yeah, oh yeah.
and
I
then just
keep
it
seeing
played out the ass.
like the people like posting pictures of like on set.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ben Stiller, John Daly posted something today. I was cracking up looking at his pictures of things. It's
Yep.
just I'm sure it was a great time. I wish I could have been a part of it. But
That's good too. And then you're seeing like all of his kids. You know, you're
mm-hmm.
seeing his two daughters, his wife, obviously, in every one of his movies. But
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing those. Like you're starting to see his daughters. I think the younger one, who was like his main daughter in it, the other daughter was
Mm-hmm.
at the AA meetings. But I think she wants like she's going to be an actress. Like she's really, really
Yeah,
getting into a lot more. Like they had the whole My First Bar Mitzvah movie that was like really all about her. His other daughters in it, but she's not like she's never like a main character like
yeah.
she is this one. But you're starting to see the family kind of progress a little bit into it.
I really enjoyed Travis Kelce's role in that because I feel like
I
if
did
Travis
too.
Kelce, I feel like if he was not a professional football player, that is
I could see
exactly
that.
what he'd be doing with
I
his
could
life.
see that too. He got a lot of see people hate it. There's a lot of hate on this movie. It's a real 50-50.
Yeah, it really
Well,
is.
even the people that loved it, no one seemed to like Travis Kelsey's role. I thought it
Yeah,
was fucking great, dude. It was hilarious.
yeah. I
Oscar's
just
got to find a happy place, and he's fucking tied up with the honey. He's painting the honey on him. And I thought it was funny as shit.
I thought so
It's
too.
stupid, funny fucking movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Stupid but fun.
Anyways, let's get into something a little bit more serious.
Understood.
When are they going to fix the goddamn roads?
Well, she's been on it for what 8 years now.
8 years, something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
So,
I just, yeah,
soon.
yeah. I'm sick of driving down a fucking road and it's closed because they got to replace the median in the fucking middle. But then I fucking hit a pothole and the whole car goes fucking, like fucking.
I like when they're like,
frog.
well, when you're seeing these construction everywhere and you're complaining about the construction, it's because we're fixing the roads. It's like,
Yeah.
but you get done with that construction and it's like the road's almost worse than it was beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
confused. I'm just a little bit
Mm-hmm.
kerfuffled. Is that a lightsaber pen?
This is a lightsaber pen.
I like that. It's a cool
I
pen.
got a blue one and I got a red one.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. There's so many of these roads that are closed, and I got to go back here, back channel this.
I got a funny joke to go along with the whole lightsaber pen. It came to my mind. It's pretty dirty. It's appropriate for the podcast.
I'd like to hear it.
When I was a kid, I heard an adult say this to another adult. He said, "Do you know why they make condoms different colors?" And the one
Why?
adult, I could see the one adult was puzzled. And I mean, I'm telling you, I was like 9 or 10, and I'm like, "Why the fuck do they make condoms different colors?" And he goes, "So gay guys can have lightsaber fights." And I fucking lost it. I lost it. Thought it was funny as hell. Still to this day, I think it's one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard in my life.
It's disrespectful, is what it is, Zachary. It's 2025 now. Okay.
Yep, it's not disrespectful if it's funny though.
I like when I say a funny joke and somebody's like upset about it. I'm like, see, that's why it's a joke though, because it's funny. Like if somebody's not offended, it's not funny.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just the reality.
You know who should be offended? The 11 people that got stabbed in a Walmart the other day.
Wasn't that in Traverse City?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
We got to ban knives.
It's crazy because my wife and I have had this conversation so many times. I was like, honest to God, I think if you wanted to like get more like with a gun, people like will start rushing you and they'll be like, like I think you kind of freak out a little bit more with a gun too. You're kind of like, what do I do? With a knife, I mean that's up close and personal. You're getting after people. That is a crazy thing to do. A mass stabbing of 11 people. If you look at most shootings, a lot of people don't make 11. I think that everybody's still alive. I know that they ranged from 29 to 84. I couldn't imagine stabbing an 84-year-old. That's a lie. I've been in traffic quite a few times. I watched an old lady today just almost cause like the biggest accident ever. City stabbing. A stabbing is just so crazy to hear about.
You hear about all this stuff right now with Sydney Sweeney's new ad with American Eagle?
Yes. Yeah, and it's supposedly homophobic or whatever.
Didn't it like
Or no,
set? Everybody
it's
says it's set
Nazi.
women
It's
back.
Nazi.
I heard that it's like I think it was just like sexist is what they're saying. Like they're saying like a set women back 20 years. I haven't seen the ad yet, but I think it's funny.
No.
You know, the same people that think that Cardi
You haven't
B naked twerking for a Kamala Harris fucking rally that they all say that that's empowering. You know, it's empowering, and now they're saying that Sydney Sweeney's setting them back in time. I don't know.
They are
Jealous.
charging that. They are charging that guy with terrorism. As far as I see,
Domestic terrorism, huh?
yeah. As far as I see it, everybody's okay. There was 2 in critical condition, but it looks like they're okay.
Did you see the video of the plane? The guy on the plane who had
No.
the he says like I think it was a United flight. He starts screaming, I have a bomb. A bunch of guys tackled him.
Jesus Christ. I had to put a pin in that. I got to bring it back to the Sydney Sweeney thing. I watched the ad and I watched like a whole thing about it. They're calling it neo-Nazi because she's talking about like the perfect colors is essentially like there's colors of the rainbow, but her perfect color is blue. You know, getting it because she's wearing.
It's all about jeans, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about and she's like your parents. She says like your parents pass on genes and you only get the perfect genes or whatever. Like the whole joke is genes versus genes. You know, like and then she said the color is blue and then it like pans to her eyes. I don't know. I think a lot of it is just the fat fucking people who don't know if they want to be a boy, a girl, a liberal, a fucking communist. They don't know. I could really go down a political rabbit hole right now because of people like that.
I think that they just hate her. They're just jealous. It's people that are jealous.
Yeah.
I wish that
there's
bring my way.
There's that. But like I saw a post from somebody who I love dearly today talking about like socialism and like we just have to get away from capitalism. And it's like the only question I ever have for people who like just want to listen. You can fall right, you can fall left. I believe in left ideals. I believe in right ideals. I believe in capitalism. I'm sorry, I do. But the thing is, when these people complain, all I want to ask them is, okay, what is your current job? I work at McDonald's. Okay. You get promoted from shift, whatever the fuck you are, morning shift. Now you're the morning shift leader or manager. Do you have X responsibility, and still have to do the jobs as the other people? Do you think that you deserve the same amount of money as the people? No, I deserve a $2 increase. Okay, the fucking question's over. You're benefiting from capitalism. You understand capitalism. Go fuck yourself. Like, move on. Like,
I have a problem with the. It's funny because I am, like I'm not a billionaire. Believe it or not. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I'm not. Or I've just been hiding it really well this whole time. But I'm not. But I love it when people like I watched the other day. It was like 20 low income whatever people versus 1 billionaire, and they're like asking a bunch of questions, and all the comments I see it all the time with Elon, with Warren, all of them, and everyone thinks that like there's no ethical billionaire alive. Like there's no one that's a billionaire made their money ethically is what they say to it, and then you'll scroll down and like 1 out of every 100 comments you see like one person that's a billionaire doesn't owe anyone that's not anything.
No.
Like that's my whole thing is it's like why it's like the Starbucks owner. The guy who owns Starbucks, and he was in front of Congress, and he's like, let's just get at that billionaire thing for a second. Let's just get at that. Just for 1 second. Let's get at that. And they're like, well, you made this much, your employees make this much. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, because I created something, and I did something, and they work for me. Like, you're absolutely right. I don't owe them shit. It's like, you're absolutely right, you don't. You don't owe them a goddamn thing, dude. No one that's a billionaire owes anybody shit.
The entitlements, the entitlements of the generation before ours, and the entitlements of, I would say, 60% of our generation. We honestly have a good generation. Like a lot of people shit on our generation because of the 60% I'm about to talk shit about. But there's a 40% of us that understand that like nobody fucking owes you anything. Yeah. You have to get up and go to work. And these are the people that were raised by the fucking harder people of the 90s. But then you still have all these fucking soft people. I don't know, the world is just so full of soft people who believe like I deserve this. I deserve this. I deserve this. And like so many people also are like, well, I worked hard, so I should have this. I work hard, so I should have this. Like, I don't know. Nobody lets anything develop anymore. Like our grandparents.
I like that it's I don't remember what maybe it was Ben Shapiro. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But he was at a convention and some guy asked him, and he was talking about like, like equity and wealth between like workers and owners. And like the guy, I think it was Ben Shapiro, but I could be wrong. And he was talking about like he was like, okay, so here's what we do. Okay, I own a pencil factory. You know, I own a pencil factory. Okay, he's like, your job is to put the erasers on the pencil. Okay, and then he's like going through the thing. And he's like, all right, if you lose your job tomorrow, what risk did you lose? Like you lose your paycheck, right? You lose your income. You know, you got to go get another job. All that, it sucks. That's horrible. It hurts your family. But you didn't put any of the money into this business. You didn't pay for the machines that built the erasers. You didn't pay for the lead that had to get brought in. You didn't pay for the insurance. You didn't pay for the building. You didn't pay for the health insurance for it. You didn't pay for the, you know, he's going all this shit. Like you didn't accumulate any risk. So the person that takes the risk in doing it is the person that then benefits from it. Like you get your paycheck because you work and you clock out and you go home at night, right? But like they never do. You know what I mean? It's like Amazon, Jeff Bezos, fucking Mark Zuckerberg, all these guys. Like you got to create something. You have to do something. You have to make something worth it. You know, it's always like nothing is nothing. Like it's what you said with the whole fucking capitalist thing. It's the people think a lot of it is our generation, but they think that like they're like you can't live off minimum wage. It's like you're not supposed to. Like here's
but you say that's our generation. That's not our generation. That is the generation before us.
It's just
That is the
continuing. I'm saying it's theirs. Right? It's ours. Yeah. It's the one beneath us. But everybody,
that's why I'm saying
needs to be higher. Minimum wage needs to be higher. It's like minimum wage is for minimum skill jobs. Like if you want to make more money, get it. You know, learn a skill and then go do something.
Now, granted, do I understand that our system is fucked and that what cost our parents at our age is everything up 600% from them? Yes, I do understand that. Trust me, I completely understand that. That's the fucked part about capitalism that we need to swing back. But the other issue is you motherfuckers are out there buying $7 fucking coffees every day. You motherfucker, you know, like nobody out there can struggle anymore. Like that's the issue is everybody's like they keep talking about like, well, the average American has to live off a credit card. The average American is living off a credit card because they think that they need to buy a $350,000 house. They think that they need to go out to eat 3 times a week. They think that they deserve a Starbucks coffee every day. Nobody can fucking sit down and drink a black cup of fucking Folgers and just be like, okay, this is what has to happen. You know how many of your fucking dads had to sack the fuck up and just go out there and work?
They brought sack lunch.
You know how many fucking people ate peanut butter and jelly? You know how many times your mom ate fucking rice-a-roni even though she didn't want to eat fucking rice-a-roni just to make sure that you guys had food on the table and you guys weren't living in mass amounts of debt?
Yeah, it's so like, it's annoying to hear because they're like, well, you know, the cost of living so high and like the wages they're not caught up, and you're right, they're not. But you know, there's a huge discrepancy of people who don't do anything and have no skill, work a job, and you know what the problem is they might work really fucking hard. They might work 80 hours a week and they might bust their ass and they might be the best McDonald's morning employee that you'll ever see in your life. They might work so hard. They might work 5 times harder than I work at my job. You know, they might work really, really hard. And in their brain, like, man, I'm working so hard. But it's like, what you're doing is meaningless. You know, it just is. It just is. Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it is. There's no skill. That's why it's called minimum wage. Like, minimum wage was never supposed to be something that you can't have 3 kids and have a minimum wage job and then be pissed off at the fact that, like, you can't afford anything. It's like, yeah, you have a minimum wage job because you have minimum skills. You know, you just do. And the problem is, and everybody's like, well, I can't get a job. There's never a better time in the world to get a job because nobody wants to fucking work. Everybody is so fucking lazy and entitled, and nobody wants to work for anything anymore at all. Nobody wants to work. And then they all, oh, I want to work, and they get the job, and then 2-3 weeks into realizing, oh shit, I have to work after this, after that, and have to make sacrifices. Yeah, I don't really want to. Yeah, I don't really want to. Yeah, and then they're always the first people that bitch about money. You notice the people that just put their head down, get a skill, and I don't mean a skill as in like you got to learn how to weld or something. You can get a degree in fucking, you know, Excel or fucking whatever. You know, you just have to do something. Get a skill in something that's needed, okay, to do. Like something that you just can't wake up and just start doing unless you know, learn how to do it. So I don't know.
See, like, I don't know. You take that a very different route. That's definitely like a mindset that you have that a lot of other people have. But what people don't understand is like you have to have it's not even about gaining a skill. It's about having drive to move past the position that you're in. Yeah. You can work at McDonald's and make a livable wage.
Absolutely. Costco.
Like you can wake up. But the issue is if you're going to work at McDonald's, if that's going to be your skill set, you have to understand your limitations. Yes, one day you could be the general manager of the restaurant. One day you could be the district manager. But you have to put in the ambition. You have to put in the time. It's a lot different.
When I
It's,
say
like,
learn a skill, I'm meaning we're saying the same
yeah,
thing, because
yeah.
I don't just mean like you have to
But
learn how to physically do something.
mhm,
If you're this and you want to become this position,
mhm.
you have to then learn how to
Yeah.
be a
But
leader,
guess what?
how to
Not
manage spreadsheets.
people also need to understand that not everybody in the world is going to make $150,000 a year. Not
Mhm.
everybody in the world is going to make $200,000 a year. No, we have to have somebody who works the day shift at McDonald's while the high school
Mhm.
students are at work or at
Yep.
school. We have to have somebody, like that's the way of the world.
My
You
ed
you
tech
decide.
teacher, Joseph, she used to always say, she was like, listen, she goes, I'll never in a million years shit on anybody that works at McDonald's. She goes, I need my Diet Coke. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I need a Diet Coke. I need somebody to get it for me. And that's why
Hmm.
I pay them, and that's why they make money. Like, it's the way the world goes. It's
Yeah.
just the fact that they get complacent, with
Hmm.
where they are. And then it goes back to just
Well,
entitlement.
yeah,
They
you
just,
can be well. Like the issue isn't even like those people who become complacent. They understand their situation. They understand what they do. Like I
Mhm.
don't. I don't give a fuck about those people. It is the people who are making $15 an hour who do not want to make $15 an hour. They want to make $25 an hour, but they don't put in the work. It's like, but it's the thing is the difference between our generation and the last generation was the last generation was a bunch of fucking old prick dads and fucking uncles and shit that were like, well, I could have been in the NFL if I would have done this. Well, guess what? You didn't fucking do X. You didn't do Y. I don't give a fuck if you were better than Michael Jordan at fucking basketball. You didn't do fucking shit. You didn't do the shit. I don't care how great you were. I've heard it all the time. Well, I'm from this city and no scouts came to this city. No,
Josh
no.
Allen,
Yeah, like
zero offers.
fuck you.
Yeah. I
Like
agree. How
like
much,
Grant.
how much do you think that social media plays a role in this, though? Because you see
Oh,
everybody on
it.
the TikTok this and Facebook this and does this, and everything
Mm-hmm,
looks great and it's
mm-hmm,
awesome. And well, if they can
mm-hmm,
make TikToks and do this for a living, why can't I do this? And if they can do this and I
mm-hmm,
can do this, if I can, you know,
mm-hmm,
post on OnlyFans, or I can have a Patreon, or I can have a TikTok, or I can be a Facebook stay-at-home mom, or I can do
mm-hmm.
this, I can do that. And then they think that that's the reality. They forget that there's like 350 million people here, and it's such an unbelievably small percent. You see it everywhere because you open up your phone and all you see is that. But the reality is, it's an unbelievably small percentage of people,
Yeah.
right? It's
Well, yeah. Like people also just don't understand the competition within in things anymore. Like social media is a great thing. Like you look at somebody like Oliver Anthony who blew up thanks to social media. Look at somebody like Joe Rogan. Like they're all very thankful, but they like listen to the things that those people say. They are very grateful for the lives they have. I put myself through 4 years of college and putting myself through another year of college. I am grateful for the position I have. I am working towards making myself better so that I can have better things, so that I can provide better things for my family. But at the same time, like I'll never forget, my wife's going to listen to this and she's going to be a little upset about me talking about this. But I remember when I came home from the army and you said to me, like, what happened if your girlfriend got pregnant right now? Like, because the whole dream was
I
always
said that.
like, yeah, the
I
whole
said,
dream was always, like I just have to finish college, because I was my first year of college and I was bouncing around colleges and you're like, what are you doing? And I was like, I need to finish college. I need to get my degree. I need to move on in life. But I was working at the restaurant at the time. And you were like, what would you do if she got pregnant right now? And I was like, well, I'd have to buckle down here and I would have to I would just know my limitations of life at that point. And people just don't understand the limitations of their life.
mm-hmm.
I know that tomorrow I'm not going to be the CFO of fucking Apple. I know I'm not going to be the fucking vice
You could
president
though, Will. Don't
of
set any
goddamn.
limitations
True.
on yourself. Why not? Why not you?
But the issue, but I do know that if I continue to work, I have the opportunity to get better opportunities. I work
Yeah.
at a good company. Every time I do something good, they recognize it. You know what? If you're somewhere for 5 years and you're stagnant and you're like, man, I bust my ass here every day, maybe apply to something else. That is something that our generation has figured out. Like, hey, you know what? That's like something our grandparents did well, I worked here for 30 years and I never got anywhere. But I got a couple hours of overtime every week. Well, you know what? If you would have fucking quit GM and went to Ford and been like, "Hey Ford, I know these skills," they would have been like, "All right, those are pretty great skills. We'll
Well,
pay you
there's
an extra
also no,
two
there's
thousand."
two. One, you talked about Joe Rogan and like those
Mm-hmm.
Albert, those kind of guys, and you look at there is the exception of the rule, the few people who were either brought into it or had this exception or whatever. But the vast majority of people, such as your Joe Rogan, such as your Oliver Anthony, shit like that, is they didn't do any of the shit that made them their money and that got them incredibly famous and stuff. They didn't do any of this to get money or to get famous. Like Joe Rogan speaks until he's blue in the face about the fact that, like, if he lost every sponsorship and had absolutely 0 subscribers and had absolutely nobody watch his podcast, he would literally still do it. Like, he just happened to do it because he loved it. He just had his buddies. You go 12, 13, 14 years ago, there was no money. There was no sponsorships. There wasn't anything. It was just him and his friends talking, because that's what he loved to do. Oliver Anthony just made music in the fucking woods with his dogs because he loved making music. One day, one video, for whatever reason, the grace of God, blew the fuck up, and now here he is. You know what I'm saying? So those people do that. Back to what you're saying now with, like, the whole, leaving whatever, is for the longest time you had a lot of generations who, small business, big business, whatever, but they rewarded loyalty. And in today's world, there's just a very small percentage of businesses that give a fuck. Everybody's
you say that they rewarded loyalty, but show me somebody who was at somewhere for 30 years that was,
but you had job security, you had pension,
yeah,
you had
you're talking about a very small sliver of somebody who started as the janitor and ended as the CEO.
Yeah, now, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying, even the guy who, like you say, understand your limitations, the guy who made it to whatever position, punched the clock for 40 years, and then retired. Pritch. He never went crazy high. He never was crazy low. He just did his thing. He retired when he was supposed to retire. He got out, did his thing. My point is, I'm not going to bash GM. I have everything I have a lot today because of GM. They've helped my family a lot, but I'm just going to use them as a brief example here. And I know anybody who works for them wouldn't necessarily disagree with me, but you used to get in. They used to reward loyalty. They would reward this by either promoting job security, pension, whatever you want to say it is. And then you go to today where they just temp everything the fuck out for 10 plus years. You don't have any security. You don't have any bullshit for pension because you're just a temp. You don't really have retirement. You don't have anything. So people just bounce. You go to the tech world now. I don't know anybody who stays. They go to Google, then they go from Google to Yahoo. They go Yahoo to Apple, Apple to me. I'm making shit up, Facebook, whatever. But you bounce around. You talk about how in your field all the time, how in today's world, you have to move. You're here for a couple years, 4 or 5, 8, 10, whatever, and then you transition into here for a pay raise. You go here, you go to there. Where it used to be like, hey, I could come to you and say, listen, I make the company X amount, whatever. I deserve this. If I leave, they're going to give me this. Okay, well, we'll match that because we want to keep you. In today's world, they're like, bye, and then they just hire the next guy because it's cheaper, right? It's like there's very few. It goes back to, I won't speak directly, but I'll say I have somebody who I know who's in a position where other employees at said company don't do dick for shit, but still have a job, right? It goes back to the whole, nothing kills an employee faster than seeing a shit employee rewarded while a good employee is not. You know what I mean? It's a weird world right now.
I'll tell you, one thing that I've learned since, I don't want to, since I've joined the white collar workforce, I left the blue collar and your average workforce is what I'll say. Since I've left that and I've joined the white collar, or what they consider the professional workforce, the management, the administration. I tell you what, you get people chirp in your ear once a fucking week about a new job. It is it is hard to stay loyal to a company when let's say, Timmy's not doing X, Brandon's not doing X, you're working your ass off. Well, now you're not working your ass off as much. Now you're getting chewed out. Or it's even harder when you're let's say you're making 60,000 and then the next company is coming along and they're like, well, we could pay you 75 to do the exact same job. Or the next company is like, oh, we'll promote you tomorrow. You'll make the same amount, but you'll have a higher position title, which could help you in the future. And you're like, oh, shit. It was very hard for me, because I left a company that I loved working for, that if things would have went different, I probably would have worked for 30 years because I did enjoy working for that company so much. But, the next company came along and it was like, here you go. Here's a salary increase of almost half of what you're making now. We're going to almost double your salary, or we're going to give you.
Well, it's tough too, because there's when you grow up, when you're single, you don't have kids, have a wife, whatever like that. really the only thing you give a fuck about is the money. It's like, what is the dollar amount that I'm making? Because that's really all you care about. You don't have any dependence, any responsibilities, any do anything. The more you grow up and the kids you have and family you have and whatever, the more and more that I learn that like money's obviously important. You have to have money. You have to have money to live. You have to. You have to make money. But there's like when they talk about the benefits world, right? There's a lot that goes into that. Like not just talking health insurance and whatever other bullshit retirement, but it's like, if you see stories of like people, it's like they're working whatever and the kid breaks his arm at school, but like he can't leave work to go do whatever, right? And then you have the other like, yeah, just go to your son, go do whatever, or like this time off to do this for your family. It's like there's a lot of like other small benefits, right? That take place. It's like and then you get it's also the whole like small business, big business thing, right? Where like a corporation versus small. I don't mean small as in fucking 4 employees, but you know what I mean, like a small business versus an Apple. You're a number. Like I think that when I could be completely wrong. Obviously, I don't know, but when I think of like an Apple, let's just say, or Facebook or Meta, whatever, that corporation is so big. There has to be an extremely small percentage of valuable people in the sense of like they can't let this person leave. You know what I mean? Like they're valuable to the corporation. Where you got to think because just Amazon, the like I can't, and I mean this in the most respectful way I possibly can. They work unbelievably hard, but I can't imagine that Amazon gives a flying fuck about their delivery drivers. In the sense, like, if this guy were to die in an accident, somebody will drive his route in 4 hours. You know what I mean? Like it's just a machine. It's just a machine.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're just a number, but you're a number. Like you're very expendable.
Yeah. Well, like one of the issues is like when you work for a small business, you do, because I think I've only worked for one large corporation in my entire career. But you're valuable.
Well, like when you were in the restaurant, okay?
Yeah.
The difference between like an Amazon driver and you, and I'm just using that example because there's millions of them, but like if you on a Tuesday night called in one night and you're like, I can't work. They're panicking. They're shitting their pants because if you called in and so was on vacation, there's nobody to cook the food. There's nobody to cook the food. The entire operation halts because you physically didn't go in. I think back to like when I was doing flagpoles and shit. Like if I just said, hey, I'm not going on this trip, there's nobody to run the trip. There's no one else that can go to these states, run the jobs, do the jobs. We're talking millions of dollars is lost like that. Where on Amazon, hey, I'm not coming in today. Got it. 17 other people are going to run that exact same route. So it's like you had a point. And it's also tough when like you did it for so long where it's like, I'm not saying valuables and like you're the CEO or whatever, but it's like, you call into work, like there's a fucking problem. Like shit halts, especially once you were like head chef and shit, like shit halts. Like it's not like, oh, it's going to suck, we're going to have to pick up a little bit of work. Like, no, we literally cannot open the fucking doors to the business because there's nobody to do this for us.
Listen, I work for a small business now. I work for a small business that does a lot of revenue. And I'm about to leave for 2 weeks and they're like, well, X, and X have to go on halt because we don't have somebody to cover that. And then these are the expectations before you leave. To where when I worked for like a massive corporation, I was like, hey, I'm going to leave for 2 weeks. And they were like, cool, have fun.
Yep.
Because
it's hard to have that drive, like we're talking about at the beginning of this, when there's no, it's part of what I struggled with for a long time, like a long time, like from when I left flagpoles pretty much until I am here now, where it's like there is a ladder, but it's like so invisible, and it's such a small percentage of that ladder. Actually, even if you're the greatest employee in the world, there's such a small percentage that you're ever going to move up that ladder that there's just not that oomph. You might bust your ass and go to work every day and do everything you got to do, but there's an extra little 5% oomph. That football oomph. That fourth down oomph, as we say. You don't have that fourth down energy in you because it's like, at the end of the day, you're just like, and once you get that back and you start going at it and you have like something to work for, something to work towards, whatever it is. I don't give a shit if I'm working to Friday. I'm doing whatever it is that you have that why, that kids do it. Kids do it pretty quickly for you. But the people that don't have that and they're just like, whatever. I mean, I could name 30 people right now off the top of my head who just don't have half of the oomph you need to, you know what I mean? To do something.
And some people like, and like, that's all right. Like, I don't know. Like this whole thing started because I was bitching about soft people and like people want like,
that's what it is though. That's what it is. Soft fucking people.
And it's just like, I just cannot stand when soft people come at me and they're like, I don't like I don't know. There's that he's a white guy, he's older, I don't know, and he's like, if you're poor, fucking change yourself. Like do something about
Well,
it.
it's funny because you're where you're at right now. Like we're all where we are in life, and like the older you get, some people never realize it, obviously, but I think that at some point most people pick up on the fact that like it's not hard in the
Mm-mm.
sense of like I'm not saying going to college and hard, getting a skilled and hard trade school, whatever you decide to do, but I'm saying like it literally it's a joke, but it legitimately just comes down to doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it literally just comes down to doing
Mm-hmm.
it. Like just doing it. You know what I mean? Like just doing it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, I didn't know anything at all about HVAC in the world, and then you just kind of do it. You just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? You didn't wake up one day and know how to be a fucking accountant. You didn't just wake up and like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm just going to build a fucking spreadsheet, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? You went to school, you learned, and then you did it for a job. You made mistakes, you learned, you just did it. Like you get to a point and you're like, you just have to do it. You just have to
Mm-hmm.
do it. Whether that's working at McDonald's, being a CEO, doing whatever, like you just have to do it. I know that sounds
Mm-hmm.
retarded, but it really is. Like you just
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
fucking do
Yeah.
it.
Like I don't know. And then I have a big issue with people like in my profession or like around me. Like I'm not talking about like my current job, but like people who I hear from. It is hard when you hear, hey, this kid just graduated and he's making 85,000 because he
Mm-hmm.
just fell into the right spot.
Yep.
Well, guess what? That kid's probably only going to make 85,000 for the next 10 years because they're probably never going to move up. And there are some people who just fall into good positions, and you
Yeah.
can't be mad at that person. You got to
No.
like
You gotta not
like
compare, man. The world is
you know
just too much of a compare game.
comparison.
The
Yeah,
social
like
media, the keeping
yeah,
up with the Joneses, and
the
well, this
keeping up with
guy
the
has this
Joneses,
guy has this
like
car, this guy has
the
this job,
you know
this guy does this for a living, this
yeah.
guy makes so much money, this guy does
Mm-hmm.
this. It's like, dude, just it's hard not to, but you just have to
Mm-hmm.
fucking stay in your lane, and like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It just it's
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
because it's just that's not you. You're not
Mm-hmm.
him. Her,
Mm-hmm.
you're not them. You're not
Yeah.
going to be able to just compare and say, "Well, I did that."
Yeah.
You didn't grow up the same. You didn't have the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just can't.
Yeah.
It's
I don't.
way too much of comparing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like my father-in-law, actually, him and I had this conversation not too long ago.
Right.
He's like, yeah, him and I were both like, he was like, I never wanted to own a business. I never wanted to take that risk in my life. I like to go to work and I like to get a paycheck at the end of the day.
Yep.
Now, could I have taken that risk and could it have sprouted to something? And I was like, I feel the exact same. There's a lot of people out there who are like, well, I got to own a business if I want to make money, or I got to do, like, and they have that drive. And it's not that I don't have the drive to do that. It's that for me, it's a lot easier to go to work, get a paycheck that gets deposited in my account every week. I know what it's going to be. I don't, I have security. I fall more into the security. But now what I want to do is I want to invest in myself so that a company wants to pay me more money because I have X amount of knowledge. To where
Mm-hmm.
some people are like, would rather learn and invest into this. And then
Yeah.
they become a builder, or they start their own HVAC company, or they start this, or they start that, or they do this, or they do that. Like whatever. Like you and I thought we talk enough, so we started a fucking podcast.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna sit here and have these conversations on FaceTime, whether it's recorded or not. That's
Yeah,
just the. But and
yeah.
I get
They might be
it.
a little bit more vulgar.
With us working for Jeff and stuff, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I mean this respectfully. Who knows what the future holds? But like, fuck it. It does not seem enjoyable to own a business. I'm sure there's benefits. There's obviously
Mm-hmm.
benefits why people do it, but it's like the fucking stress and the lifestyle and what you have to go through to have a business. Rob and Cheryl with flagpoles. Like I've seen enough of this.
Mm-hmm.
Of people who like own it, start
Mm-hmm.
it, whatever, buy it, go
Yeah,
on there. It's tough, man.
yeah.
It's tough. It's
The
hard.
other issue is I saw myself in a high level management position, and I want to get back to that. But if I took that next step to business ownership, I think I might legitimately drive myself under the ground. And
Yeah.
like that's part of it. I put myself in a position where like I lived to work. I didn't work to live. I lived to work at
Mm-hmm.
one point in my life. And it was just like I just think about the stress that I went under there, and like I just don't think I could do it for myself.
Yeah, it's tough. And
Like
then you have friends who make 80 plus K working at a gas station.
yeah, yeah,
Like, what are you
but
gonna do? I mean,
yeah, no, I don't know. Like I mean, we know a couple people that own their own businesses and do their own thing, and like I
mm-hmm.
really cheer for them. Like good on them. But then sometimes they're like, yeah, we don't really have any work this week, so I'm just gonna kind of take the week off. I was like, if that was me, I would be fucking knocking on people's doors.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know a fucking guy who cuts trees for a living, and he's like, yeah, just nobody really called me last week to cut trees this week. I would literally be driving around fucking neighborhoods and being like, "Hey, I'm a tree trimmer. I'm out doing." Like, I'd annoy the shit out of people.
You
Just
gotta
like,
want it.
but then at the same time, he's probably making 120K a year. I don't
Huh.
know. It's
That was
just
a
yeah, and I
hell
mean
of a good little 30-minute rant we just
I
went
don't
on.
know, but
That was
I don't know.
nice.
You even talked about the keeping up with the Joneses, and I just think about our generation with
Well,
the
it's
keeping up.
tough. That I think is much more our generation than the one above us. I do think that, and I think it's mainly because
Well, that's social media.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
that's social media and the people who you place yourself around.
Yes.
Like I don't know, like we've also done this like weird thing, and I really do blame social media for that. Is like there's never stepping stones for anybody anymore. Like if they don't skip, they're just like they're crushed. They can't do it. Like I've had experience now with 10+ people I know who bought a house way more than what they could afford, and then they're like they're freaking out, and like it works out for them because like maybe they make a little bit more money, or maybe they could sell the house and it's just like I feel bad for these people because it's like they can't get out of that mentality of like, well, this guy has this, so I should get it too, or this or that. I don't know. I just don't get the keeping up with the Joneses thing. I did when I was 18, 19, 20. I was like, oh, I gotta get a nicer car. Oh, I gotta get this. I gotta get a truck. I gotta buy a camper. I gotta do that. Like, but like now that I'm older and I've just kind of realized like, oh, if you do things as a stepping stone, like there's a reason that your parents bought a shitty little house that you guys lived in for 10 years, and then they bought a bigger house when they got a little bit older, and then
Yep.
oh, there's a reason that we didn't go out to dinner as much when I was 5 as when I was 17. Oh, there's a reason that like just those little stepping stones.
Yeah,
People just don't do that anymore. They
I agree.
skip past them, and it's just
I
it's
agree.
whatever. We got a great TV3 to get to, so
All right.
I'll just stop ranting about the soft people. Stop being
Okay.
soft, people. Life's hard. Harden yourself.
Sure.
You got to be like quick. You got to be like quick dry concrete. All right. You can be soft for a second, but then you got to harden your ass right up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stay in the
Well,
bucket.
let's get into it then, huh? TV3.
Mm-hmm.
TV3. What is it today, Mr. Willett?
Goddamn chicken wings. And we've talked about this. All right. We like the traditional. They taste better. They're better.
Here we go again.
But
Here we go again. Here we go. Here
the
we go again.
boneless is just simpler to eat.
Get it out, sir. Traditional bone-in wings are better. We know that they're better. We know that they taste better. We know that they're better. Okay. I honestly don't give a fuck for this list. It doesn't really matter if it's boneless or traditional, but it's really just like something. But we know that going into it. Okay, so just in case people come at my fucking cock for this, okay, like they usually do, okay, I do eat boneless more than traditional. I can eat more of them. It's quicker. I don't get my hands dirty. Suck my dick, okay? All right.
And also, traditional wings now are fucking quadruple the price of what they should be. Because back in the day,
let's just go ahead and say
we had 25-cent wing days. I remember getting fucking full off of $5 on a 25-cent wing day. That shit don't exist anymore.
I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. It's annoying.
They used to throw the wings away.
Yeah, I'm not keeping up with the Joneses. Okay, I'll eat what I eat, and you can suck my cock. Here we go. Top
my
bottom. I'm gonna start us off right off the rip. We're gonna go bottom first. Okay, number 3 on the bottom. Okay, look at my list.
Right.
Sorry.
Number
3 on the bottom. Sweet chili.
Wow, sweet chili.
Yeah, I just, it's a wing. It's right on my bottom. It's number 3. It's not like 1 or 2 or anything like that. It's just not a wing. I think it's more because it's very different on where I get them from. Like, I've had some sweet chilies. I'm like, ooh, that's good. And then I go to the same place a week later, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a sweet chili guy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The issue with this list for me is like that you go to some places it's good, you go to some places it's not so great. But anyways, my number 3 is going to be any dry buffalo sauce.
Okay.
I don't like the dry rub when it's like a dry buffalo. It doesn't have the correct flavor. Don't love it. I've gotten like the Frank's Red Hot. Not good. Don't love it.
Okay. I do not like dry rubs at all, to be completely frank with you. So I'm okay with that.
Some of them are good.
I hate all of them. Number 2 for me, lemon pepper.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't enjoy a lemon pepper wing. I don't like it.
Really? I fuck with a lemon pepper.
Now we're getting into like I'll grab something else off the table. Like even sweet chili, I might grab a couple. Now we're getting into I'll just grab something. I'll grab a carrot. I don't like
lemon pepper.
Yeah.
I fuck with lemon pepper. It's good. All right. Number 2 for me is, it's going to sound specific to Buffalo Wild Wings, but it's not. If it's any company that does any sauce like this, it's the blazing sauce.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the sister or anything that compares to the blazing, I don't like it. I don't want something that's just so hot that it doesn't have flavor. I want it to have a spicy flavor, not just be fucking hot as hell.
Yeah, I respect that. Those people that act like they like them are lying. I get the thrill. I can eat something really hot. That's awesome. You're gonna eat the hot chip here pretty soon. You're not eating it for flavor. They don't taste good. That's the problem. Is they don't taste good. You know what I mean? It's there to be hot and hurt you. So I respect that. Number one for me, again, flat out won't eat it. Salt and vinegar. Most of the time I get it in it's a dry rub I eat it in, but I hate salt and vinegar everything. I don't like the chip. I don't like any of that. I do not like salt and vinegar. And I had once in a wing when somebody fucking lied to me and said it was something else and it was a dry rub and I ate it. Spit that shit out. I do not like salt and vinegar. Now,
my number one might surprise you. It's a sweet garlic wing. I had it somewhere. I think it was Detroit Wing Company. I got sweet garlic instead of like a spicy garlic or something one time. Disgusting. You should not be mixing fucking soy sauce, brown sugar, and garlic and putting it on a wing. I don't know. It was not good.
Okay.
Like it was not good.
All right. Well, we're going to transition into our top three. We like these. These are good.
Yep.
2 and 3 for me can be kind of bounce back and forth, but 1 is 1 strong. 3 for me is buffalo. It's hard to beat a buffalo wing. Dipping in ranch.
I'm going to be honest
with it.
Buffalo did not make it to my top 3, but it did get crossed out as my number 1 to put something else there. I do love a buffalo wing.
It's a classic. To me, it's the most classic wing you can get. Buffalo.
Classic. Blue cheese on my wings or fuck your mother. My number 3 up is a garlic parm wet.
Okay. Like you have to specify that it's wet and not dry. Respect that. None of mine on any of this list, other than the salt and vinegar, are dry. None of mine are dry. Let's put that out there. They're all wet as fuck. Wet ass.
Like, there are some dry, like, because I used to be like you. I used to be like, it's got to be wet. I'm a wet guy all day. But then when I started going to Wingstop a little bit more, and some of the dry rubs did grow on. Ask him what his favorite wing is.
I'm going to ask to get a Band-Aid.
Ask him what his favorite wing is.
Do you like chicken wings?
Chicken wings?
Yeah.
I like chicken.
What's your favorite chicken wings?
Chicken wings, any kind.
Any kind? What's your favorite, though? You like barbecue? You like hot wings?
The ones with the bones?
The bone in. It's got to have a bone in, huh? Well, you hear it from a 6-year-old. It's got to have bone in, he says. So barbecue? Okay. All right. Go see Mom. It's got to be bone in barbecue for Mr. Xavier.
Bone in barbecue. All right.
Bone in barbecue. He goes, it's got to have a bone. He's good. He's like the guys in the comments. All right. So that was 3 for me, 3 for you. Number 2 for me, I'm going to say barbecue, but really it's honey barbecue.
Okay.
Again, it's the most basic for me wing, even more than buffalo is not hot, but it does add a little something. Your lips, you don't have to eat like 5 or 6, 10 of them. Your lips get a little tingy. It's not hot, but you can't pound as many, in my opinion. Honey barbecue, classic. You know, have it watching football. It's a great barbecue in general. Barbecue wing, good.
My number 2 is an Asian zing. I like the sweet. I like the spicy. I like the zing me.
Yep.
It's one of those flavors, like, you know, a lot of these I'm calling what Buffalo Wild Wings called it, but I've gone to other places and they've had something similar. I believe that Wingstop's is like Korean Q or something like that.
Yep.
Fuck with it. I fuck with the blending of the different cultures.
You just don't like blending sweet, and you just don't like blending sweet and garlic, though. We've learned that.
It was not good. It was very much like it was trying to be like a barbecue sauce. I don't know. It was too sweet is the issue. Okay. I don't like things when they're too sweet.
Yeah, I'm a big sweet guy. You're a little grease monster.
Yeah.
Number 1 for me, drum roll.
Praise the Lord.
Garlic Parmesan.
Garlic parm, you know. It's been up there for you for a long time.
It's always been. Yeah, I love a garlic parm.
You and I are buying fucking frozen Tyson wings. We're getting the sauce from Buffalo Wild Wings. We're tossing them on there at 2 o'clock.
It's funny because one out of every 30 times that I get garlic parm wings from all different establishments, 1 out of every 30, they like burn my fucking mouth. Like 1 out of every 30, they're just randomly spicy as shit. It's rare. It's not common, but you know, it's not a spicy wing. Randomly, they just are. Most of the time, not. Me and you learned that if you buy the Buffalo Wild Wings garlic parm in the can, if you eat that shit raw, there's nothing to it. But you throw that on chicken for whatever reason, and it's got goddamn
it's got a little spice to it for some reason.
We literally put that on a spoon and eat it, and it's like butter.
But then somebody will look at you dead in your face and be like, "There's no spice to that," and it's like, can you not see the red chili flakes that are in it?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you it's spicy.
No.
It has a
No.
kick. It has a spice to
But
it.
only on chicken.
Yeah.
I can literally put it in a spoon and eat it, and it's butter. You put it on goddamn chicken, and there's a kick to it. I don't know what the science is, but
Yeah. Well, my number one goes for a lot of ways, and it is a Nashville hot. It was going to be Buffalo, but the issue is so many places do Buffalo not good, including the place that's got it in their goddamn name, Buffalo Wild Wings.
You don't
Dog
like a
shit
Buffalo wing from Buffalo Wild Wings, really? Okay.
No, their Buffalo is the worst Buffalo.
I don't think I've ever got a Buffalo wing from Buffalo Wild Wings, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's good. You don't ever have to ruin your fucking taste buds.
I don't think I ever.
They've got 3 different types. They've got Buffalo mild, Buffalo medium, and Buffalo hot, or some bullshit. Or maybe it's Buffalo.
I think that Buffalo Wild Wings has dog shit wings in general.
Oh yeah, they do. They're definitely the worst.
I think that pizza parlors,
actually,
not a Domino's, not a Little Caesars, but a pizza parlor, like a parlor. I think that they have some of the best wings.
Yeah, they do. It's always the hole in the walls that have the best wings. It's a bar. It's it's the places that like that. Even like MD's, or was it MD's? Which one was right next to my trailer? That wasn't MD's. That's the one on top. Mojo's. They used to have some wings that I could fuck up.
Full chicken.
Yeah. Spent a lot of nights in there getting drunk off some fucking Killian's Red Ale.
North Branch Bar and Grill.
Spicy cheese balls. They got a fucking great prime rib there. But yeah, I don't know. I fuck with the Nashville hot.
I respect it.
Yeah. And you know what? The only company like Buffalo Wild Wings, like I go there, and I go there because it's a cheap experience. They've, cheap bar, cheap, it's not a first choice wing.
It's the Subway of wings.
Yes. But then there's this tier that's right underneath of it that just sucks butthole. And that's where Detroit Wing Company belongs. Detroit Wing Company tried to kill me. Detroit Wing Company sucks. None of their sauces are good. Their ranch isn't good. Their fucking blue cheese isn't good. Their fries aren't good.
I've never had Wingstop or Detroit Wing Company. I've never had either one of those.
I fuck with Wingstop. They're pretty
Wingstop
good.
only does dry rub though, don't they?
No, they have some wet sauces too. But they are primarily dry, which is the place that has turned me on to the dry rubs, because they have good dry rubs.
I don't like a dry rub.
But they have a wet one, like the Korean Q, and I fuck with it heavy. I fuck with it like it's a Mack truck.
Touching that thing that dangles in the back of your throat?
I listened to that song today while I was mowing the yard. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about something real. Sunkist Orange is not as good as other orange sodas.
Crush is the best?
Crush is probably the best. I think I would go Crush. I mean, we could do a pretty good TV3 on this. I don't know. Because you got Crush, then you have...
See, it doesn't tell me on their website what's dry and what's wet.
At some of them, I think it says rub. If it's... wing...
So dry?
Stop. I know the Korean Q for sure is wet.
Spicy Korean Q?
Yeah. That little skinny guy that you're really good
friends with. They have their garlic parm listed as 0 hot. They have 0 out of 5 on the hot scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
there's barbecue is 1 out of 5. And barbecue is definitely not as hot as.
Well, I think the barbecue is a wet. The garlic parm is a dry. But I mean, they definitely. I mean, the stuff's good. It's not bad.
I'll try them.
I lived right across the street from one for a year, so I mean, like, definitely frequent it there.
I'll try it. I'm gonna try them. I promise you that.
They have a Mexican street corn spice. That's new. Their mango habanero was pretty good. Their Cajun was pretty good. They have a hot honey rub. My wife really likes that one.
I do like
Spicy Korean Q is really good. The hickory smoked barbecue was pretty good. Their lemon pepper was good. That was what turned me on to lemon pepper, actually. Garlic parmesan's all right, and their Hawaiian was pretty all right as well. But their fries there do fuck. But then they also have fried corn there. I fuck that shit up.
I do like fried corn.
You know what chicken place I really fuck with, though? And a lot of people are like, whatever.
We'll say it on 3. 3, 2, 1. Chick-fil-A.
Popeyes. Popeyes is like the redheaded stepchild of the fucking chicken places in the world. But I fuck with it. They got good potatoes. They got fucking good mac. They got good sandwiches. They got good tendies. They got good wings. They have banging fucking wings there. Bone-in wings. And I don't know. But I also fuck with White Castle.
I've never in my entire life gone to a Popeyes and had a good experience with the people that work there.
Yeah.
And they had a good chicken sandwich for a while. They had that little run. They have great sides. Popeyes has very good sides.
Their wings are so good there. Their garlic parm is probably one of my favorites.
Never had it, but I do like garlic parm. Fuck with the garlic I haven't been to a Chick-fil-A in almost a year. It's been a long time.
We just went and got a 30-pack of grilled nuggets from her the other night
I
because
used
my
to work
wife,
over in Novi. I worked at
my wife won't eat a grilled chicken breast, but if you cut it up and put it in a Chick-fil-A box, she'll eat that.
I always love this shit where it's like, hey, dude, do you want to? So you see me right now? You see me getting close again? I realize I'm doing it. But I saw something that was like, hey, dude, do you want to eat eight cheese sticks? And they're
No.
like, what? Like, you want to eat 8 cheese sticks? No. Okay, well, what if I deep fry them and give you a thing of marinara? Will you eat them then? Of course. Or like, hey, dude, do you want to eat fucking 12 tortillas?
Mhm.
No. What if I cut them into triangles and fry them? Give you some cheese or salsa? Yeah, I'll eat them. It's funny as shit because that's true.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
like mozzarella sticks is literally just a cheese stick that's been deep fried.
I'm glad you made that realization. Did you go to culinary school to figure that one out?
I did. It's called YouTube. I forget the guy's name, Bashi or something like that. I think it was Bashi.
Anyways, the world wants to know, are you wearing a biker's outfit or what the fuck is that shirt?
This is a throwback University of Michigan Denard Robinson jersey. Mr. Shoelace himself. They called him Shoelaces because he never tied his shoelaces. He was a quarterback. And then you had Devin Gardner. And for 1 year there you had Devin Gardner playing quarterback. And then Denard Robinson in the Wildcat. Denard Robinson was drafted and played for the Jacksonville Jaguars as a kick return and punt returner and special teams. No longer in the league. But yeah, this is a Denard Robinson throwback jersey from the New England Patriots. I have so many jerseys. I've decided I'm going to start wearing jerseys again.
Interesting.
Yep, different jersey every week. I got a lot.
Anyways, the Lions just got a new cornerback, and I went to middle school with him. He had the locker right next to mine. So that's pretty cool. His name's Nick.
You're not worried at all about the fact that your team is already breaking down immensely?
You're not worried about the fact that...
You have 2 defensive tackles that are now hurt. You have Alex Azzolni, who's not playing due to a fucking contract issue. You have 2 offensive linemen who are now on the PUP list as well.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Hey,
What am I worried about? What am I worried about?
God's plan.
What am I worried about?
You should just be worried about that fucking team from Boston.
New England Patriots going to be just fine. You just wait and see. Hey, how about the fact that this Thursday, in fucking 2 days from now, we have fucking football. Thursday night. Think about this. For the rest of this year, 2025, we will not go a Thursday without. And that's exciting.
We won't go a Thursday without football, or we won't go a week without football?
Either way, we have football.
Okay.
Let's put it.
Okay.
We have football throughout the week.
I'm pretty excited for football Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night football.
I'm just excited for that little 2-week stretch we're going to have where you get to go play golf in the morning and then you come home and you watch football for the rest of the day. There's few things that are better than that. Kids really ruin that, but it's still good.
Yeah.
There's not going to be no Dora the Explorer on the telly. I'll tell you that much for free.
The fucking door off! We got Red Zone.
You got Sunday Ticket and then you got Red Zone.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of buffalo dip ate. Going to be a lot of chili con queso ate. Going to be a lot of good stuff.
Blanket.
Pigs in a blanket.
Pizza, wings, breadsticks.
Mm-hmm. My favorite time of the year.
Fucking food, and I'm excited.
That's like really. People are like, how'd you get fat? And it was like, oh, football season started. They're like, most people are like, oh, around Christmas, I get a little fat. Thanksgiving, this, that. No, it's football for me. Every Sunday.
I'm gonna wear a Joseph Adai Pro Bowl jersey next week. I have a Namek and Sue Pro Bowl jersey I could wear. RG3. How about Tayshaun Prince from the Detroit Pistons? I could throw that jersey on too. I got a Chauncey Billups one. I got a lot. I think I have more.
It's crazy that all these jerseys still fit you because like all the jerseys I had like that you're talking about right now like do not like.
Well, some of them don't. Like I'm sure that Tayshaun Prince one does not, or the Chauncey Billups one.
But the other thing is like my parents would never invest in like a good jersey for me. They always give me like the T-shirt jerseys. Like I think I had a Matthew Stafford T-shirt jersey for like 4 years that I wore until I don't even think you could read Stafford on the back.
Yeah, I was big on jerseys for a while. I wore a jersey at my dad's last wedding. I wore an RG3 jersey when he got married. I was there with him in an RG3 jersey. I still have that one. That might be the nicest jersey I have. Either that one or the Drake May one.
My wife did get me the Salute to Service one last year. Pretty nice jersey.
But it's eBay. Like you are the one who convinced me on that. I'll never buy a jersey again from the NFL, from Fanatics, and I think it's eBay. They're stitched. They're nice. They're so much better than the ones from the NFL shop. It's not even fun. I don't like it when they're pressed on or they're steamed on. I want the nameplate and the numbers stitched. I want a good jersey.
That just reminded me I wanted to order a jersey.
Yeah, well, Logan Brewer's going to buy me a Will Campbell one, so I don't have to really worry about getting anything new this year. Mm-hmm. He's such a little prick, because he's like, if I win and you're buying me a golden jersey, he's like, I want you to buy it from the Green Bay Packers Pro Shop. That way it shows on the bank statement that you bought from Green Bay Packers Pro Shop. I'm like, fuck you.
I'll never forget the day when Jules was buying him his Christmas present, and she sent me like 5 different jerseys. She's like, "Which one do you think? The white or the green or the this or the that?" And so I took it. I left the Packers pro shop. I went to the Lions pro shop. I screenshotted a Jared Goff. I sent it back to her. I was like, "I think this is quite an upgrade from what you were showing me. I think that it should be better for him."
It's tough though. It's tough because like they don't know any better. You know, they just start going on the NFL Pro Shop. They don't realize that you're not getting a stitched one. You know, you're just not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking right now. They're not as cheap as they were last year. It doesn't seem. I really don't know what jersey I would want to get this year. Gibbs is down to number 0 now, so I think it'd be kind of cool to get a 0. Yeah, I don't really understand why he did.
J-Mo changed his number 2 to 1. I hate that as well.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like when they change numbers.
Yeah, neither do I. I mean, Jared Goff would be kind of cool to have. You know, how many more seasons do I have left with him?
I like a jersey Peppers because he played for Michigan.
I have a Darius Slay jersey, you know, somewhere around here.
He doesn't play for the Lions, so
not anymore.
That's the tough part about buying jerseys now, though. Is like unless it's like a a paid homage to some guy that's been there forever, it's really hard to buy a jersey because they just leave. You know what I mean? Like Gibbs is not going to be a Lions for the rest of his life. He's not. Amara St. Brown is not going to be a Lion. Jared Goff, I mean, he might probably.
I have a Gibbs. I have a St. Brown.
Sam Laporta is not going to be there forever. You know what I mean? Like these guys, it's tough to buy a jersey. Like I almost thought about buying a Mike Vrabel jersey just because now he's coaching, played for them. Like that makes sense.
There are a lot of people I'm seeing out there now that I have a Campbell jersey. You know, obviously.
Well, then there's a lot of players too who like might have played for other people, but you know where they're from. Like J.J. Watt. Like if you have a Houston J.J. Watt jersey, even though he played for Arizona, he's you know what I mean. Right. Vince Wilfork, played for Houston. He's a Patriot. There's a lot of those guys too that are like.
Yeah, I mean, I could get a Calvin Johnson jersey. They'll never be. He'll never play for another team.
That's true. I want a fucking Chad Ochocinco Patriots jersey so bad, but they are fucking expensive. They are so expensive, but I want one.
You looked on eBay.
I have. Yes, I have. They're expensive, dude.
Ooh, see, we got this nice. See, but like my next jersey, I think I have to buy a white one because I have a black one, the salute to service one. I don't think I have a white one.
Tough. White jerseys are tough, man. I like the white out too for the Patriots, but it's just you got one. You get one buffalo wing that falls, and you're fucked. You're fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my mother-in-law is pretty good at removing stains though, so I have that to back up on.
Fair enough. See, I used to love the Bengals just because I love their jerseys, but
yeah, the Bengals do have some fucking sick ass jerseys. You know who used to drop like a pretty good outfit once a year was the Steelers, and then they did like the Bumblebee the one year, and it was just.
Did you see their retros that they came out with this year?
No, I did not.
They look. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Then you got Green Bay's, who I actually think look fucking awesome as shit, and I can only say that because Logan won't watch this. But they look pretty badass. Have you seen the Green Bay's new alternate jerseys?
I feel like I did, but I honestly
they're pretty cool. And then they're getting that brush painted helmet that looks like the old school leather helmets. They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, those do look fucking awful.
Yeah, we're looking at like
I'm looking at a TJ Watt one, $100 right now though for a TJ Watt one. It's not horrible.
You can't find them in my size.
It looks like a soccer jersey. Well, anyways, this has been a good cast. So, hey, everybody out there, stay safe. If you do drugs, take half, see if you like it. Wait an hour, take the other half.
Subscribe,
if you're drinking alcohol, make
comment.
sure you drink until you're blacked out. That's bad advice. Don't listen to me. Love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Hey, maybe if you get a chance, take a screenshot of Mr. Ross' face, make it something funny. We always like that. All right, adios.
You didn't stop the recording.